My name is Jose Quiñones. Who am I? Right? I'm the founder of Vista Real Estate. Who are we? We are a unique real estate agency. What do I mean by that? We are the Red Cross, right? If you can imagine, we are the Red Cross of real estate within our niche market. When I say Red Cross, what does that mean? So when you think about the Red Cross usually comes in when there's a disaster, right? And usually when there's a disaster in an area, what are people going through? They are disoriented. They are those that have never faced this. So around 2 years ago, I took about a year off. My wife was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and I said to myself, you know, I want to stay home and support my wife. But while I was home, my profession, for 15 years, I was a counselor. Worked with men addicted to substances. And while I was home that year with my wife, I said, you know what, I want to reinvent myself. I want to do something that I can utilize my talents and at the same time engage in the community that I love to serve, which is, once again, the Spanish-speaking community. What can I do? And real estate came to mind. A friend of mine told me, listen, there's a great need for someone that speaks the language, that has a desire to serve within this community. Because if you guys remember, those that have been here in Sussex County for a while, when the market dropped, Latinos got hit really hard because there was a lot of people taking advantage of them with funny loans, that, like I like to call them, and a lot of them were losing their homes. So I said to myself, I went to school, I did some research, I developed a business plan. And my business model was, I am going to serve the community as a whole, but I am going to focus on the Spanish-speaking community, right? So my goal was, for the first 2 years, if I served 5 families, I would be happy. Wow, I was mistaken. So that's why I call our agency, our team, the Red Cross of real estate, because this community truly was disoriented when it came to the process of buying a home or selling a home. And I tend to forget, because I'm originally from Puerto Rico. When you come to a foreign country, you truly, you know, like as Americans, even if you haven't owned a home yourself, you can touch somebody that has been to the process. You know, you personally know someone that owns a home. Well, actually, this is the second generation of Latinos here in Sussex County. The majority of them can't even touch somebody that has owned a home for over 15 years. So it's truly a disoriented process. It's scary, walking around with a, you know, busted head. The same thing as when a disaster comes. So in my business plan, what did I say? I want to handpick a small group of, I wanted millennials. I wanted a small group of individuals that spoke both languages so we can go out like the Red Cross and put hands on people and help them. I wasn't focused on the money because I knew if I focused on service, the money would come, right? So I was blown away. Because we've been in operation. Well, no, I haven't even been in the business 2 years yet. And within my first year, within the first 13 months, I had my own agency. And remember, I talked about my business plan. My business plan was just basically, listen, I'm going to work with an agency, and I'm just going to dilly-daddle. I'm just going to go out in the community like the Red Cross and help people. Well, since last June, we have closed over 50 transactions. 99% of those transactions were to Latino families here in Sussex County. Now, for those that don't know about real estate, that's mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing because the average realtor, and you can look this up nationally, sells anywhere between 4 to 8 transactions. So, over 50 transactions since last June, and to a specific niche. So, I said to myself, whoa, like Robbie, I'm going to go ahead and try to put more hands on the individual because now I'm losing business because I cannot take care of all these people myself. So and she's here today. I had a young lady, Bianca, college educated, highly motivated, with a passion to serve the community. I said to myself, I'm going to engage this young lady so she can become part of the team. And now we have 3 other agents on board. Everybody's running, and we still cannot meet the demand. Just like the Red Cross, we still cannot meet the demand. So, Linda Vista Real Estate, what does that mean? What does that mean? Linda Vista, you just translate in Spanish, pretty view. Jose, why would you name a business Pretty View? Well, that's the way we have chosen to look at the world every day. I wake up every day saying I am going to make the decision that everything that I do, I'm going to look at it with a positive view. So, since June, because we got licensed by the state for the agency in May the 15th. Since June, collectively, pretty much 2 agents, because we have 2 part-time agents, we have done over 15 transactions. Now, a transaction means that somebody comes to you disoriented, because honestly, that's what's happening. Once again, we are putting in a lot of work. Most of you, if you wanted to buy a house, you pretty much know I got to go to an agent. I got to find me somebody that's going to walk me through the process. And I got my uncle, I got my father, I got somebody that's going to give me my advice, and I'm going to put this guy to work. Once again, my niche market don't know nothing of that. So pretty much, I got to go out, talk, engage, bring, educate, then go. That's a lot of work. But it has to be here somewhere for me to engage. So now, every day I wake up, just yesterday on my Facebook page, I posted, and it just hit me yesterday morning at 5:30. It was the first time in 20 months that I realized my alarm clock has set in this nightstand for 20 months defeated. Defeated because I don't need it no more. I said to myself, I'm going to bring this. Where is it? I have my little bag there, and I walk around with this little piece of paper every day, and now I can't find it, right? But I got this little piece of paper right here. I remember my wife was at the hospital, and I'm outside praying to God, please help me for this lady to stay alive. This is my business plan. This is my original business plan. So, as I wrap up, I just want to say that I am honored and humbled to be in a profession that can utilize my talents to enhance the community. So, with that, I'll say thank you for having me.
Oh, don't go away. We've got much to say to you.
I was getting ready to sit down.
No, we still like you on the hot seat up here. He confessed to me yesterday that he likes to talk, and I can see why. You're a great talker. The floor is now open for questions and comments.
Just a comment. I'm proud Jose's my customer.
Wonderful. I saw another hand back here.
Would you like to let everyone know where your office is located?
Yes, my office is located right downtown historic Seaford, 215 High Street, right across the street from Lored. That was strategic. Lored Health Center.
Additional questions? I'm going to ask if you will kindly use the mic so that way we get it all recorded, because I'm sure he will want to have
It's
that.
Jose, correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations on your business.
Thank you.
And I can see why it's obviously doing as well as it is, because you're actually caffeinated, as we say, as far as 1 million cups. You are a broker, obviously,
Actually,
of the real
believe it or
estate.
not, man, believe it or not, you have to be in the business 5 years, so I hire a broker.
You hired a broker.
Yes. Actually, you guys know my broker, Lit Driving.
Oh, Lit is your, oh, okay, a lot of
He was
us
a
know
mentor
Lit.
of mine for 2 years,
Oh.
and I just said, listen, I want to do my own. I just have a passion. I want to do my own.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
I
and-
think that's
and he afforded me
fantastic.
with that.
And to actually have the plus 50 transactions since June in real estate, we all who have actually participated in real estate, let's put it that way,
Awesome.
we understand what that's all about. That business plan that you pulled out of your pocket that was basically, I know, driven because of your
Yeah.
crisis.
Yes.
How have you been doing to the business plan as far as, your numbers obviously are showing that you're doing more than you thought you were going to do, but have you actually put a revised business
yes.
plan together?
I have.
And can you tell the rest of us how you put that business plan together?
Well, what I did, I got with a longtime mentor. Actually, he was volunteer with, how you pronounce it, SCORE?
Score.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And he sat down with me, and over a period of 3 months, we structured my business plan. So now the business plan includes how we're going to grow. How are we going to go statewide? So I'm on the second phase of locking arms with strategic partners throughout the state, because now I even get calls from Latinos in Wilmington. I can't drive all the way to Wilmington, so I had to put that in the business plan. Who's going to be Jose Quinones upstate? Who's going to represent Linda Vista upstate?
So your business plan obviously is going to be areas
Yes.
of coverage.
Yes.
But are you well covered in Sussex County?
Yes. Actually, we have a team of individuals, and actually, agents cover specific areas. So we have an agent that covers the Milford to Georgetown area. We have 2 of us that run the state completely, and then I have a young lady that covers the beach area. So when referrals come in and then individuals call in, that's how I know who to give them to.
My last question then goes back to the economics of the situation. How do you get remunerated for your services that you provide prior to whatever transaction that you complete?
In regards to nothing.
Nothing.
So in our model is developing strategic alliances to strengthen communities. So that's why I said I handpick agents, because there's a lot of work that's involved that you are not going to get compensated for. I have now past clients coming to me and saying, Jose, the plumbing is broke, who do I call? But the way that I look at it is that right now I am going to provide services that I'm not going to get compensated, but in 5 to 10 years, Linda Vista will be a household name in this community. Just like in any other migrant community that has come to this country. Whoever serviced them first from their heart, honestly, their children will prosper from this.
I commend you. I commend you.
Very good.
Good morning.
I can definitely see God as a big part of your life. I applaud you, because of a lot of business owners, I don't want to say they don't talk about it, but you can actually see it. And I just want to take the time to applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. And blessings to you and your family and your business as well.
Hand it to her.
I imagine you have many, many, many satisfied clients,
Yes.
and I'm sure they've already referred people to you,
Yes.
and out and about in the community, and I imagine that means a lot. How do you utilize that?
You know, thank you for the question. We are at the point, we don't go out looking for business. We don't, and that is so scary. Look, we do not go out looking for business. The word has spread like wildfire. They are somebody that we can trust. Trust.
That means a lot, and in Sussex County especially, it's all about who you know and the referral type things. So, but you want to grow your business, so that ultimately can be another tool for you.
At this point, it's like revamping the business plan, because we are just taking off. That honestly, at times I feel like we are losing business because there's not enough of us.
Additional questions, comments? I have one thing to share while you're trying. Just raise your hand if that's the case. I have one thing to share. One of the books that we recommend to our entrepreneurship students here is called E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. And one of the things that he addresses is how to establish your business as a, quote, system, unquote. This enables you to grow, to have franchises, so to speak. You may find it to be an easy read and very valuable to you for what you're going through, especially if you're thinking of other locations. Additional questions, comments? I knew. Oh, okay.
Okay, you direct your efforts to one segment, the Hispanic community. You said, I think, 99% or so. Are there purchasing habits different from the normal community? And my guess is that probably makes your work easier, maybe, maybe not. Would you comment on that?
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, for me it's easy because of the passion, right? If this was just a regular job, it would be the worstest job on planet Earth. All right? It would be the worstest because once again, like the Red Cross, everybody's disoriented. So even if you sit them down, put the bandage on, when you walk away and you turn around, they start wandering again. And now they're sitting over there with the knee doctor when it's their head. You know, so it's the same thing. So yes, I find myself, I have the passion, so there's no struggles. What was the other part of your question? I'm sorry. Purchasing, well, we live with a community that banking, it's not the norm. So cash. So, you know, and then the beautiful thing, we've developed a team. We have Spanish-speaking attorneys that can walk them through the process. But and I know Bianca can attest to this, we've had clients that show up with $10,000 cash. Hey, listen, this is my down payment. And we're like, oh, well, we got to go get a bank account, or we got to go do something, you know. So once again, I know that when I have an appointment with one of my clients, I know it's a 2-hour process. And if you are an agent that do not have the passion and you know your next meal is coming from that transaction, you don't have the time for that. So you have to be your foundation financially has to be in a place where you are living below your means so you can focus on service. There's no way you can focus on service with this type of client. There's no how if you are focused on money. There's no way. You're not going to live.
I am so glad you told us you had passion because we hadn't noticed.
Okay.
I love your passion. I love your passion.
I'm a new agent, and I'm thinking, and my question is sort of like what the other guys was. So you find that most of your clients, although these are all, I'm sure, first-time home buyers.
Majority.
Yes. And so you find that you're able to get them housing through programs like FHA, USDA, all these different programs.
You know,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think it's a lot more gratifying to work with someone like that. A lot of the people that I deal with are out on Zillow and Trulia, and they know everything, and they're very demanding.
Thank you for your questions. But
Yeah.
I'll add to that. With us is worse. And you know why? Because though Latinos are on Zillow and Trulia.
So they are aware of that.
Imagine somebody disoriented, because at least with the American English-speaking public, you have a sense, okay? In Zillow, they said this house may be worth $200,000, but I know that might be a myth. With Latino, remember, they are disoriented. So that's facts.
Yes.
So now they are coming to you. I know you're disoriented, but I can't hit you in the head with that. So I got to sit there and let you tell me that that's facts. And then I got to find a way to bring you back to earth and let you know.
Right.
No, buddy.
Yeah.
This is reality.
Yeah.
So now, as a team, we have become experts at first-time home owners, FHA, USDA, because, once again, that's the majority of the bulk of our business. And then most people say, Jose, but how can you live off of small commissions like that? I tell people, if you don't believe in volume, ask Walmart.
Yeah,
Borrowing works.
right,
So that's
Right.
at the core of my business model.
yeah.
You just gotta run. So, up at 7:30, I'm down, I'm home 9 o'clock, 6 days a week. So there's work, there's ethics. There's ethics that come behind this.
It
you know?
definitely
And that's
takes-
at least for 5 years, you know. that
Definitely
you're gonna have
takes
to run like
that type of person to really
You're gonna have to.
make a go with
But
something
in
like
10
that.
years, in 10 years, the legacy will have been built. You know, that's going to be the reward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you thought about having sort of like a property rental business to transition them into homeownership? Because homeownership is a lot of responsibility with the maintenance, and a lot of times first-time home buyers, they're not even aware of what's going to hit them with owning a home, the types of things, sort of to like transition them into the mode of being a homeowner so that they buy the house and they can keep it and maintain it and do everything necessary.
Thank you for the question. I know I had 6 minutes, so I had to focus.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
hard for me.
Yeah.
Focus, right? I had to talk about the key points, but Linda Vista Real Estate Services, we provide an array of services.
Okay.
Every individual that's part of Linda Vista is an entrepreneur within themselves.
Great.
We own rentals. So once again, we run our business with the heart of a nonprofit. So within our agency, we have a community room, that's why we say we are unique. Unlike any real estate agency in the area, we have a community as big as this room. Workshops. You know, when we do rentals, we'll do unique things with our renters. Where if you stay with us and you go to the workshops and you strengthen your credit, by the time you get ready to leave and go purchase your own home, we'll give you 1% of the money that you've paid us towards your closing costs. So if it takes you 2 years, that's a nice piece of change. Now, once again, I don't have to do that. So the whole team, as a group, we are entrepreneurs where we see a need, we like buying distressed homes, fixing them up, and renting them out at an affordable price. You know, so that's what's going on.
Do you do credit report counseling as well with them to prepare them, like if their credit isn't up to par?
Yeah. One of the things that I learned through real estate class, and that was part of the downfall of the real estate, is as a realtor, I stay in my lane. Right? So my job is to be your voice, negotiate with you, and connect you with people that I would do business for myself. So yes, we do have relationships with counseling agencies, lenders, that actually, one of my lenders that I sent clients to did my own personal home. I was in the same share. So yes, we go through and then we follow up. So now, he said I've had 4 or 5 calls already, and out of 20 calls I might get within 5 hours, 15 might not be ready now. But I know enough to follow up. So we'll connect them with the right people. We spend a lot of time throughout the day, Bianca, myself, and the others, in that community room, in one of our conference rooms, just meeting with people and putting them in the process, and then keeping tabs. So 80% of my time is spent doing that.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I had, when I had my business consulting firm and I had office space, and I had a little extra space than what I needed at the time, and a CPA rented the space that was bilingual, aiming at the same market. So it's been a while, but I'd be happy to try to find her name and number for you, because that might be a good connection for you.
Great, thank you.
And as we wind things up this morning, we have a really important question to ask you. What can we as a community do to support you?
Awesome. I think that's a very important question. I would say, if anything that I have said, which is once again part of our mission, if anything that I have said had played a part in your story, either made you think, put a smile on your face, go to our Facebook page and like us. Because once again, social media, I'm 45, social media has played a humongous part in outreach. I think any entrepreneur that does not utilize social media is doing themselves a disservice. So if anything that I have said has made an impact on you, go to my Facebook, Linda Vista. Actually,
We've pulled it up on the screen right there.
Awesome. Go to our page and like us, and put a comment on there on how it was today. That's all, because people are going to read that. People. That's now it's a referral.